Here's a short video on using the XE Guide app to help you with the club waypoint challenges that are being run this year. First of all, download the waypoints from taskvault.net, which is the online library of tasks and waypoints. So just do that, click on the nav bar up there, then over here waypoints and tasks, this button, down here waypoints from taskvault.net, and we're going to get the Southern Club waypoints. So that's just downloaded all the waypoints. Here they are. But we don't want to use them as waypoints for the Turnpoint challenge. We want to turn them into turnpoints specifically for the Turnpoint challenge. And the way we do that is go to the nav bar, nav settings. This nav settings is the same as the nav settings, waypoints and nav settings in the main settings menu, but it's just easier to get to it from here. Then under waypoint files, deselect Southern Waypoint Comp 2023 because we don't want it as waypoints. Go to tasks, waypoint challenge, and then select that. Also, don't forget to set your turnpoint radius to 100 meters. Now they've all been turned into little blue turnpoints. They're blue because we haven't tagged them yet. Now we're ready to start the challenge. First of all, make sure your IGC name and ID are set up correctly for flight logging. So go down to flight logging, IGC details. So remember to put your pilot name, glider type and glider ID in. These are saved in the header of the IGC file, and you can't change them after the flight because there's a anti-tamper digital signature on the IGC file, so make sure those are set up before you fly because they're going to be used for scoring. So to start the Turnpoint challenge, click on the waypoints and tasks button and then start waypoint challenge. Ding. Now what the app is doing is it keeps a tally of which turnpoints you've tagged already and which ones you haven't tagged yet. So the ones you haven't tagged yet are blue, and it just navigates automatically to the closest one that you happen to be to. So at the moment I've got this app running in a test location mode where you set that up down here, system settings, test position. So I've enabled test position and use map center. So the center of the map is the place where I would be on my paraglider or hang glider. So as I simulate flying, I'll fly into one of these turnpoints. There, now what's happened is the app's turned that turnpoint red because I've tagged it now, and it won't navigate back to that again. And up here it's got the name of the next turnpoint, but also it knows I've tagged 1 out of 73 turnpoints, and on this particular flight I've tagged 1. So if I tag another one, and then another one, see, they gradually turn red as we tag them. But these tagged ones are remembered in a little file which is held in the root of the app memory. So to get that file, you would go to the question mark button, share file from XE Guide, and it's in the root, and it's up here, waypoint challenge, and that's the name of the waypoint file and your IGC name. That's the file where these where the log of what you've tagged so far is kept, and you can use it to check your score at the end of the season. If you do fly back into a turnpoint you've already tagged, the app will play a little tune, and if it's one that you haven't tagged already this flight, it will also go into your into this number over here, which is the number of unique turnpoints you've tagged on this flight, even if you tagged them previously on previous flights, because that's also part of the challenge. So just fly around, try and tag as many as you can. The way the navigation works is when you're navigating towards a turnpoint, it's the same as if you were navigating towards a waypoint. This arrow up here points towards it. Whoops. Go back towards that one. Then this is the cardinal direction to that turn point, the distance away in meters or kilometers if it's a long way, the altitude difference between you and the turn point, the glide angle to get to the turn point, altitude, and how many minutes away at your current speed. And that automatically switches to different turn points. So this would help you fly the Southern Club Waypoint Challenge. But you might want to do several waypoint challenges. And the way you could do that is if you stop this challenge, so we'll go navbar, stop waypoint challenge. Now they're just shown as turn points there. Say we want to do the Wessex one as well on another weekend. So we go to waypoints and tasks button, waypoints from taskforce.net, and we're going to download the Wessex waypoints. 46 have been loaded, so now the Wessex ones are going to be right over here. There they are. These are all the Wessex waypoints. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to deselect them as waypoint files. We don't want them as waypoint files. Instead, we want them set as our single waypoint challenge file. Now they've all been turned into waypoint challenge turn points like this. Now we can start flying the waypoint challenge for the Wessex Club. Again, it's navigating you to, it knows that we haven't tagged any here yet, so they're all blue. All right, we've got one. And so on, same thing. Now we're done flying the Wessex one, so let's stop that waypoint challenge. Stop the waypoint challenge. Now we want to go, say we want to go back to Southern Club and do some more of the Southern Club waypoint challenge. We go nav settings, tasks, waypoint challenge. Now let's select the Southern Club as our waypoint challenge file and start the waypoint challenge, and off we go. Now the app doesn't know about particular takeoff turn points and particular landing turn points, and if you have to land back at the same one that you took off from, because there's not much consistency in the way the turn points are named, it wasn't able to be absolutely sure which ones you have to take off from and land in. So you're just going to have to remember those kind of rules about where you have to take off and you have to land back at a particular turn point. But the app is just going to guide you around turn points. Now, if you happen to have a go-to running, that overrides the turn point challenge. So say, for example, you're going to Dunstable. This is navigating you to that waypoint. This overrides your turn point challenge. So make sure you cancel your go-to in order to get your turn point challenge working. Likewise, if you have a regular race task running, so say we've got the more than 50k race task. This is a classic race task. If that's running, then that also overrides your turn point challenge. So be sure to have no go-to running and also clear your race task with this flag, so that you can be taking part in your turn point challenge. Okay.